Hello everyone, Victoria Cochrane here, 12 o'clock on Wednesday the 23rd of October for the Spiritual Wisdom Hour. I'm Victoria. I am a psychic channel, an advanced theta healing practitioner, Reiki master and author and a spiritual tutor. So here to help people with their spiritual development and questions about spirituality and psychicness. I hope you're all well, having a good week, and today I wanted to talk about energetic ties and how they can bind us to people even years after we've lost contact. Oh, dropping cards already. Hi Kylie, lovely to see you. Hi Bella Boo. Oh, sorry. Hi Judy. It's lovely to see you too. And I'm just going to dive under the table because I just dropped a heap of cards. So I'm using the healing. Hi Lorraine, great to see you. I'm just using healing energy cards. One of my favourites by Leanne Peters, because talking about being tied energetically to people. I had a client today who couldn't stop thinking about someone that she hasn't kind of really had much to do with, and so sometimes that can happen, or we can dream. Hi Fiona. Hi Janelle. Great to see you. We can think about people or dream about people that we've lost contact with, or old boyfriends. I used to dream about an old boyfriend quite a lot. Hi Kat. Hi. That's awesome, thank you. So just going to talk about that. Hi from Newcastle, great to see you, Joan. Hi Tanya. Hey. So yes, and then it gets in our mind. There we have mind thoughts. So this is for the collective today. Clearing the mind of worry, stress, fear, confusion and negative thoughts. Particularly say if you're in a relationship with one person, but you're also kind of thinking about another man and you don't want to, that kind of thing. How does that happen? Hi Mary, great to see everybody jumping on board. So basically when we have relationships, we actually exchange things called soul fragments. So we exchange part of our energy. So everything. Hi Muriel, is it Muriel? Lovely, from Perth, nice to see you. So we exchange energy. Everything works on a giving and a taking of energy. So we exchange energy with people, and then if we actually become really involved with a person, it doesn't have to be a love relationship, it can be a really close friendship. Thank you so much. Look, I wish I have tried to do individual readings on here, and I just get bombarded with all the messages and it drains my energy terribly. But if you do have like a question about a relationship or something that might be helpful to other people, I'm happy to look into it and just to answer that question for everybody. But I just can't keep up for an hour trying to kind of read for everyone. It's really hard, so I just don't do that on here. Occasionally Sarah and I do pop-up psychics together, and that's been really good, but she reads all the messages and then I don't get kind of overwhelmed by it all. So if you do have a question, please ask it. If you would like a reading, I would love to do a private reading with you. Please contact Sarah through this page, or you can find me on Reaching Out Spiritual News with Victoria Cochrane on Facebook, and also on my website, which is victoriacochrane.com. Happy to help, but otherwise I end up a bit of a blithering mess, so I do apologise for that. Some people can do it, I just find it really difficult. Anyway, so what I was saying was that if we have a really serious friendship with someone, we start to give part of our soul. Have you ever heard you give your heart away, or you really start to exchange deeper parts of your energetic self with that person, and we call them soul fragments. And they can, so we exchange those, particularly if that person feels the same way. And then if we do lose touch, or we have a falling out or something, we're still holding on to that person's soul fragments, and then that keeps us energetically tied to them. We can also become energetically tied to each other just throughout very brief interactions through our auric fields, because we exchange energy through our auras. And hi, yes, now that's a fantastic question, Oz. Yes, I can read into some energy on the global scale. No problem. I'll just finish this, and then I will actually talk about that, because that's a biggie. There's a lot going on. I'll have to channel it. Yeah, so when we meld auras, we actually can give and exchange energy too, and we can pick up. So that's how you can pick up how a person's feeling, or whether they're not trustworthy or not, or just by feeling into their aura. And that can leave, so we leave traces of ourselves. We can leave traces of ourselves in each other's aura. But also, if we have things attached to us, and sometimes we don't know we do, then that can actually transfer to the other person's aura. So there's lots of reasons why we need to break energy, and there's lots of levels at breaking energy. So if we're just giving and exchanging energy, or we're just actually transferring parts of our energy from aura to aura, then all we need to do is just break our energy. Hi, Teresa. Is to zip up your aura and to just break that energy. So I do it through the kahuna break, which is what I was taught, which is this funny kind of break, and zip and sweep, and then just get rid of it. But then quite often I'll just go through again, and then I'll just seal my aura up. And put oils in it. Frankincense or something really lovely like that is really good to help cleanse your aura. But if you need extra protection, then a crystal will help. Hi, Deborah. Yeah, okay, thanks for telling me that. I'll go back a bit, see if that helps. Is that better? Yeah, so sometimes using frankincense or something like that, or a crystal, can help to protect you as well. You can call in Archangel Michael, and he will and ask him to put his shield around you, and it's his blue shield, which will give you extra protection. If a person is actually sending you psychic attacks or psychic hooks or anything like that, and you are feeling attacked, and that can be verbally. Great. Kat, I'm loving your pictures, thank you. It can be verbally, so someone can be attacking you. It can be through thinking about you, but it can be also that gossip behind your back and that kind of thing. You can actually put energetic mirrors around you. So you can put mirrors around you, but if you do that, you can ask for Archangel Michael to do it, or just hold the intention that you've got mirrors reflecting that person's energy. Do not reflect it back to them. Never send any negative energy back to the person, because that's a good way of attracting karma yourself. So just ask for the mirrors to be projected up to the Creator's light, so it will just be sent up to the light and reflect off. And that's actually quite a really effective way of protecting yourself and breaking ties. So clearing your energy. To break ties, really all you need to do is just ask. I always call in Archangel Michael to cut ties with each client. So I will do my break, but I'll just then ask for all ties to be cut, and actually just watch him do that. Sometimes he'll have big shears, sometimes he'll have little manicure scissors. You know, we can have lots of threads to other people, which can really which will really just cut all those tiny little threads of energy that we've kept from another person. And we can have ties to events in our lives that go back decades or even past lifetimes if we're carrying them in our soul. So those soul fragments will just stick with us, and they'll really cause trauma. They'll cause traumatic memory. They'll just bring it up for us again and again and again. And so I've actually helped people to return soul fragments between them and a person who's passed over. I just ask Creator to do it. I've learnt to do that through theta healing, but it needs to be witnessed, and you ask for it in the highest and best way. And so you just ask for those soul fragments and just watch them all be returned. And once I've done that, the person doesn't dream about that person anymore, and they don't feel tied to them anymore. But we can also, I discovered today, have energy of a person in our DNA, and that is if it's been a really strong relationship or even a past life relationship where we've had, or a twin flame relationship, that would definitely be in your DNA. Hi Melissa, great to see you back. So then that requires, asking for all cellular memory of the event or the person or the lifetime to be removed. But before I do that, I always ask for all the lessons that the person's learnt from that lifetime or that person or that event to be integrated, because everything we do in life is a lesson. And once we've learned that lesson, then we don't need to learn it again. So we integrate all the learning from the lesson, and then we release anything else that's not serving the person. Sometimes we can get stuck into a soul contract or a contract of learning that we've made, that was possibly made with another person, that we will, this is what we will do to learn the lesson. So it might be we need to learn the lesson of how to survive an abusive relationship, but once that's happened and we've learnt the lesson, we haven't cut the ties, and so we just keep getting drawn back into that lesson. And I've had to go back lifetimes and cut contracts for people that have gone back lifetimes and that are just still repeating themselves. And if we are stuck in a contract like that, then there are beings of light that are holding us to those contracts, because that is the exchange of energy we get, in our soul lifetime, that we help other people to learn their lessons. And so we need to ask for those beings of light to be released back into the light. Thanks, Oz. And then and then to thank them for their service, and then to release everything, integrate the lessons, release what's not serving, and so it goes. And then also to bring all the energies back into the highest and best one level of the highest and best level of the one dimension. So dimensions are levels of consciousness, and we are working across levels of consciousness all the time. The global energy consciousness is very low, Oz, like it's 3D personified, like it's drama, ego, corrupt, there's so much going on. It's ruling in fear, keeping everyone in fear. But the veil is lifting on all of that now too. You can see with all the protests going on in Hong Kong and all across the world, of people rising up against oppression, and even in Australia with the media bans the other day, with all the papers having everything crossed out, and everything that's being highlighted of what's going on. So that's there's a lot going on there. Is it possible to break a bad contract by just letting it go? No. You can let it go, but it's still binding on the other end, So being willing to release it is awesome, but what you need to do is like hold the intention. So when I say hold the intention, we're co-creators. We are one with the all, so we don't need to ask because we're co-creators. We are masters in our own right? So we can just hold the intention of releasing any contracts that don't serve us in any time, place or dimension. And when we say that in any time, so that's lifetimes away, maybe even in the future, because in reality we're living past, present, future all at the same time. Can't get my head around that, but that's, that I do know that to be the case. Place, so it could be anywhere in the world or in the universe, so it's not necessarily just on Earth. And dimension of consciousness, so 3D, 4D, 5D, 7D, whatever. But it needs to be witnessed. That's the main thing. For anything like that to really take effect, there needs to be witness. Now, if you are not clairvoyant and you can't witness it happening, then you call in an archangel to witness it for you. Easy, really. Just call in Archangel Michael to witness the contract being broken. You need to ask for lessons from that to be integrated, the beings of light holding you to the contract to be released, and that it be released in every time, place and dimension in the highest and best way, for your highest and best, not the greater good. It's for your highest and best, to be witnessed by Archangel Michael and the Cosmic Council. Say, thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done, because that's a decree there. If you like, I can write all this down for you. I think it's really important now that people do know this stuff, because if we're not asking for it in our highest and best, well, it will happen, but it might not be for our highest and best way. If we're not asking for it in every time, place and dimension, then it might not really get the whole lot of it. So, and it needs to be witnessed. So if you can't witness it yourself, call in an archangel to witness it, and then just hold the energy while it happens. But if you're at all in doubt, then I would be going to a healer, like myself. But there are lots of us who can do that, and because then you're getting into the dimension of who's doing the healing for you. And so always, I start with Mother, Father, God, Creator of all that is, and then you're working from the unconditional love of the Creator. You're not going to attract any other contracts or conditions, and the energy is the highest. And so that's what I do with earth healing as well. Definitely breaking ties and everything with earth healing. But when you're getting into the realm of what's going on in the earth, there's a lot going on that is kind of hidden, that is to do with darker forces and reptilians and Illuminati and all the rest. And so to actually even be talking about it is kind of putting my energy out there for it to be known that I work against that, and so all we need to really do is to just always work through the Creator, and to put our energy out to send love and light, because I'll write it down. And if you want to just leave me your just write up your email address, and I will email it out to you, anybody else who would like that. So the thing about what's going on in the world is a lot of it is soul contracts and karma being replayed and lessons being learnt. But then a lot of it is manipulation by corporates and governments, and then also those who have decided that they'd rather have all the power in the world than kind of go to heaven. Even now I feel funny energy coming in, so I just need to kind of check that I'm being protected and that I'm under the radar, and calling in the masters to clear me. So, if you see chemtrails in the air, there's lots of streams of cloudy looking stuff coming out of planes that hangs in the air for hours. That's chemtrails. They're trying to poison us. There's lots of stuff goes on that seems like it's just an accident, but it isn't. And it's all about ruling in fear, and it's all about keeping everyone en masse in control, so that... Hi Janice, great to see you. Great, thanks Judy. So that they can rule and be powerful and get all the money and all that kind of stuff. But in actual fact, even though it seems like the global energy is just, we're all self-destructing, and this war's been waged for a long, long time. It's duality, so it's the war between dark and light, and the archangels and the angelic realm are all on board, and it's just like... But actually in the energy of the Creator, we're all one, and so everything just is, and everything that happens on the world is an illusion, really, for us all to be finding the light, and that light within ourselves, to actually be above all that drama, to actually be in mastery, and to actually lead others to that place as well. It's a work in progress, got to tell you. It's, we're all kind of always working towards that, because we're in the human body as well. So it's about not getting drawn into that, and it's about really not even fighting back. It's just about sending light and love, and to actually not get involved in the drama and not invest in the fear, and to actually look, I don't know if Mercury or Mars or whatever's in retrograde or whatever else is going on, but it's all about working on ourselves to love ourselves enough to not get drawn into the drama, and to allow our light to shine. Okay, now it's completely terribly involved, but a lot of what happens in the world, we don't know if someone's chosen to do that. We all have free will. So when people choose terrorism, or when people choose to kill someone, or people choose to smoke themselves to death, that's all free will, and no one can intervene on that, not even God. And that's why, and God is the unconditional love, it's the seventh plane, unconditional love, and the all. But there's no intervention unless we ask for it. But we can hold the intentions for good. We can also hold the intentions for evil, and really make a good job of it, because we're really focused, and that's what we want, and that's our free will, and that's... So when we're sending light and love, you really can't send it to people. I mean, love is one thing. You can send love to the world and love to everybody, but in terms of healing and lifting energies and breaking ties and trying to make everything right, we're actually intervening on lots of free will and people learning lessons. So the way to get around that, what I do, is to always ask for all innocence. So for healing to be sent to the earth for all innocence, so that people who haven't chosen, then they can be healed. Sending the violet flame of transmutation out to the human collective consciousness, to actually transmute all the negativity and positivity in there, is a really important thing to do. Wonderful. I also ask for all chemicals, toxins, poisons, bacteria, viruses. Yeah, thanks, Melissa. Yes, to to be rendered harmless and infused with the violet flame, and the unconditional love of the Creator, and all sent to the light. But when I do that, I ask for the Masters of the Cosmic Council to witness that, because I find that quite difficult to kind of witness. So it all needs to be witnessed. And then you always need to be grounded. You always need to be connected to the Creator and call on the Masters to help you. And then always ask for all your energies to be completely cleared, and to be all ties to be cut from that healing, and for your energies to be under the radar so that you can't receive attack from anyone who might have kind of felt that and wanted to stop you doing it. And it's sad to say that, but actually that's just the way it is. And I've always been like, yeah, I'm in for the fight, but it's just, you've got to really just make sure that you are protected. And so pretty much I just, I do a lot of that without really talking about it, because but when people ask, I think it's about time now that we do talk about it, and that we do know that there's lots happening in the world that is a direct attack upon humanity, and that we need to stand up. Fighting the physical fight is never going to get us anywhere, but fighting the ethereal, spiritual love fight is going to get us lots of places. So using the violet flame and being united in our ability and ability to love ourselves, like Janice just says. I've always said the saviour of the world is everyone loving themselves, because when you love yourself, then you can send love to the world, and you feel worthy of actually being a part of the world, and of being important enough to want to help other people as well. So you really need to be in a good place to be able to do it. And you also probably you definitely need to know who your masters are and who you're working with. And if you don't call in, look up the Masters of the Cosmic Council. They used to be the Brotherhood of Light. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Lord Melchizedek, Paul the Venetian. There's 12 of them. Jesus, Saint Germain, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene. You name it, they're there, and they are beautiful, but they are also working in duality. So always just connect to the light. Just as long as you're saying in the energy of the unconditional love of the all of the Creator, then you're working in that energy, and you're not going to be drawing in negative energies or attack. So look, people ask me, is there lots of energy flying around? What's happening? There's lots of, everything's escalating, but in the energy of ascension, which has been going on for a while, this is getting our energies raised up to the fifth dimension, where we are able to start tolerating difference, start to see us as all connected, not separate, to see that love is the only way of healing anything, and of actually valuing ourselves and our human counterparts, and of being in that energy that the highest energy of just getting out of ego and seeing that we've been on this journey for a long time, and that it's time we all pulled ourselves together and drawn together. So ascension is the veil lifting, and all of these skeletons, spectacular skeletons coming out of the closet, and people going, we've had enough of this, and we are actually not sheep, and we don't want to live like this anymore. And the oppression gets worse, but it's too late then, because everything's exposed. So it is a process, but it's been going on a lot longer than we would have hoped, because there's still a lot of people with wool over their eyes. We can't do anything about them, but we can do a lot about ourselves. So I hope that kind of helps. But it is ramping up and people are awakening. I've got a few clients now saying, I'm feeling different, I'm seeing things differently, what on earth's going on? And then energetically the masters will come in and bring more light into your body, to bring you back to your light body, to bring you to that higher consciousness, and your physical body goes, what the heck's going on? And you get headaches and dizziness and all of that. But hang in there, because meditation is a really good thing to do. Connection to your guides, to the Creator, being in the stillness of you, keeping yourself clear, cutting ties with people, grounding, eating better food, drinking lots of water, using positive intentions, using positive words, getting negative out of your vocabulary. All of that is what we all need to be doing now. So distant healing we can do, because generally to send healing we need the person's permission. Sending love, no bounds on that, but actually it's sending healing to improve a person's condition. Beautiful, Melissa. Oh, Jesus is just my absolute love. Distant healing. So if you have the person's permission, sending distant healing, not a problem. If you do want to send healing but they're not contactable, say they're in a coma or something, or whatever, then you can ask their higher self. So you can connect to their higher self and just ask if they give permission for the healing. But if you don't know how to do that or whatever, send an archangel is the easiest way. So yes, you send, I would just say, I hold the intention that Archangel Michael sends healing to this person for their highest and best. If I'm asking the Creator for an unconditional love healing, I don't specify, because then I just witness though. But with an Archangel Michael, you don't need to with an Archangel, you don't need to witness. You just ask them to send healing to help that person to recover for their highest and best, if they so wish. You can also add by the law of grace, which will then just waive any karma. But if you're sending it with an archangel, they will absorb karma anyway if the person rejects the healing. So you do have to be careful, because we all have free will. There's the law of free will and the law of non-intervention, and no one can transcend that, not even God or the masters. You know, that's why I've told this story before. Some of you may have heard it, but I was in the classroom. I just retired from teaching last year, and it was just bedlam. I tell you, it was just like, I think there were only 9 of them, but you would have thought there were 90 of them. And it was just like, oh, Archangel Michael, can you please clear the energy in this room? And in my head was, I thought you'd never ask. And it's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. You have to ask, and then they're kind of like at the barrier. I really want to help you, but unless you ask me, I can't do anything. So you've got to ask for help. And then other people will say, well, I've been asking for help and asking for help, you know, and I'm saying, well, you're in my room now and you're actually having a healing, and you know, so they've sent me, or you know, something else has happened, and so actually the help is coming. It just comes in different ways, and perhaps not in the way that you expect. Meditation, look, honestly, so our higher self is our Christ self, and that is Jesus, really. Our Christ self is our connection to all our past lives and our higher wisdom and all the soul fragments, all the soul aspects that we're carrying. So we know everything we need to know. We have universal knowledge right there, but we do too much thinking with our heads and not enough accessing of our higher knowledge to actually know what to do and know who we are, and connect to our ethereal spiritual selves. And so if we can bring that down into our heart space and use that golden light, so it's golden light. Creator's light is a white pearlescent light, but Your Christ self, or your higher self, is the golden light, and it's the bridge between the physical and the ethereal, and the bridge to the unconditional love of the Creator. So Jesus is, he's a religious figure, but for me he's not. He's just love incarnate, has the wickedest sense of humour, and I've cried on his shoulder many a time, but he's the divine masculine, Mary Magdalene's the divine feminine. They're the yin and yang, and together make the whole and bring in our spiritual ethereal light body and our divine blueprint. So extremely important to connect to Jesus in a non-religious way, and extremely important to connect to God in a non-religious way, because he's the unconditional love and the only plane of existence where everything just is and there's no duality. And if we're working in that, then everything just comes together and works. But at the moment, we're all just fighting it. And why are we doing that? We're all here for the same thing, is to love and be loved and belong and to experience beautiful earth, and let's get on with it, you know. So the more that we can, I'd like to do an earth meditation now, guys, and just show you what I would do, and just take you to the unconditional love of the Creator. So it's taught in theatre healing, but I teach it a different way, just so, you know, it's the way that I do it. Thank you, Melissa. Yeah, it's pretty, it's a bit meatier than what I would normally do, but it's what I'm all about. It's ever since I came on this journey, you know, all of this stuff has been so important. So we'll just start your question with Oz. This is what I think, or something, and he'll know it's for him. All right, so let's just sit nice and straight in the chair, feet on the floor. So I'm always grounding. Grounding is the most important thing. I break my energy before I start, and then so I might have seen 13 people, but I'll still be grounding for each one. Here comes one of Kat's pictures. Ah, you're welcome. So with the breath, breathe your energy down, all the way down through your legs, through your feet, grounding into Mother Earth, and really anchor down, and then bring it back up again. Sorry if I'm too fast, I always go a bit too fast, but on limited time. So breathe it right up until your energy, which is a beautiful ball of pearlescent white light, is rotating on the top of your crown, just under your higher self. And so there's several ways to do it, but the best way, I think, is then to just see your higher self above that, which is a golden light, and then all your other chakras to a beam of light up to a really big light, which is the Creator's light. With a breath out, breathe Creator's light down through your higher self into your light, and then all the way around you, and center your energy down in your heart space while the unconditional love of the Creator descends around you and envelops you. And then breathe your light into the Creator's light and just merge and become one. And we say, Mother, Father, God, Creator of all that is, we hold the intention of being protected in this unconditional love. And we hold the intention of doing an unconditional love healing for the earth today in the highest and best way. I will send healing to everyone, Perla, at the end. Thank you for asking. And so now we also call upon the Masters of the Cosmic Council to be with us, to help us with this healing. And so there's a few different ways of doing it, but basically then we just hold the energy of the earth, see the earth in the mind's eye, and hold the intention of sending love and light and healing to all innocents on the earth, or to all waterways, or you just hold whoever it is or whatever it is you want to send the energy to, and then ask for the healing to be done using the unconditional love of the Creator, infused with the violet flame of transmutation, and then send that out, breathe it out, magnify it 1,000 times by the angelic realm, and to transmute all negative energies and to send it all the negative energies to the Creator's light, and then to flush out if it's the waterways or the pollutants in the air or chemicals from all chemtrails or crop sprays that are harmful to humans or anything like that. You just always do that in the highest and best way, to be witnessed by Archangel Michael and the Cosmic Council, and then hold the energy. Thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done. And then hold the energy. Some of you might see it. So today I'm going to hold the energy, hold the intention that the human collective consciousness is cleansed of all negative and toxic energy, emotions, and interference, using the violet flame of transmutation and the unconditional love of the Creator, and transmuting it all to love, sending all negative energy up to the Creator's light in the highest and best way. And then what I do is I actually witness the violet flame coming up from Mother Earth, coming right up, flushing it out and merging with Creator's light, and just transmuting all the toxic negative thoughts and attacks that are happening in there, and ask the Cosmic Council to witness, and then magnify the cleansing of the human collective consciousness using the unconditional love of the Creator 1,000 times with the angelic realm's energy, and just watch beautiful love and light just go through all across the collective consciousness, which sits around and outside the earth, and just watch it shift and change in the highest and best way. Thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done. And then I always will say, hold the intention that all toxins, poisons, chemicals, viruses, all E. coli bacteria, diseases, in all chemtrails, crop sprays, waterways, vaccinations and food supplies around the world in every time, place and dimension be pulled, rendered harmless and sent to the Creator's light, and flushed out with the unconditional love of the Creator in the highest and best way, to be witnessed by Archangel Michael and the Cosmic Council. Thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done. And just hold that energy. And then we take ourselves back into the Creator's light and wash off in the unconditional love of the Creator. Hold the intention that our energies are cleansed, and that we are also, that our ties are cut from that earth healing and put under the radar of detection by anybody who doesn't mean us any good. and then round back into the earth, and bring yourself back when you're ready. Sorry, Kim, I'm not doing that kind of thing today, but I wish you well. If you would like a reading, please contact me. Alright, so for all people who do need healing though, I'm now just calling upon, we're still connected, so we can ask for an unconditional love healing. And I want you to just focus in on the area that's hurting. So anybody who's got pain, but you might have heartache, you might have emotional pain, you might have mental suffering, whatever's going on. We're holding the intention now of an unconditional love healing on a physical or mental, emotional or spiritual discordant energy, and just focusing on that energy in the body and asking for an unconditional love healing on it in the highest and best way, to be witnessed by Archangel Michael, or one of the archangels of the 12 rays, or one of the masters of the Cosmic Council. So you can just name someone up and then focus on that and breathing in and breathing love and light and the violet flame into that area. Now breathe in again and breathe out, and breathe love and light again into that area. And next time we're actually going to breathe it all out. Ready? Breathe in and gather up the violet flame and as much love as you can muster, and breathe it into that area and breathe pain, discordant energy out. And now breathing in healing and love, and see the colour green go into it, and give thanks for its healing, holding the energy. Breathe in. Now breathe the violet flame, so lovely purple energy in there. Breathe in. Now breathing in the love of the golden light of the Christ consciousness. And holding the intention that one of your archangels, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, whoever it is you've called in, now stay to witness the healing until it's finished in the highest and best way. So today's been awesome. No idea what the time is. It seems to have just gone so quickly. So that was, so now that we've done that healing, very important now that we have asked, we've washed off, we've grounded, we've asked for protection, but now break your energy, really flush it out, calling in Archangel Michael to cut all ties, and now to seal up your aura with his beautiful blue shield and keeping us all safe and protected, and still in the unconditional love of the Creator, so we're fully protected that way, in the highest and best way. So never go out earth healing like that unless you've connected to the Creator and you've got your army of angels with you, and you do break ties at the end and really make sure you're grounded and everything. But, you know, to know that you're safe and to trust that you are is the biggest protection of all. If you're in fear, then that's where attacks can happen. So just, you know, always be really grounded, really protected, and really full of love and light, and just above that fear of, you know, and that's, if you ever you want to have a private conversation with me about that, would be happy to. But just know that love is the only answer. Love is the highest energy of all. It's not a state, love just is. So it's all about just being in that beautiful energy and just sending it out and using it to heal and transmute, and to always be positive, because like attracts like. Okay, so that's great, Oz. Pleasure. So look, I have 3 books out. I've got none of them with me. Great salesperson I am, but they're on my website. They're too expensive on the website at the moment. Oh, now look, Oz is sending it too. So, but they're about ascension, the light body. The 3rd one's about other worlds. I've got a 4th one nearly finished now. But I also have a channelings blog, and the masters are putting out lots of amazing channelings on the state of the earth and what to do, and that's victoriacochran44@gmail.com. Another amazing channeler that I love is Natalie Glasson, and she's from the UK, and her website is omna.org, and she puts out some amazing things as well. So there are lots of people now putting out lots of positive messages and lots of practical things like I've just given you to make a difference without adding to the problem, if you know what I mean. So that's what we need to do, make a difference without adding to the problem, and just knowing that we've won already. Like, the more of us who are sending this and helping each other, the better we'll all be anyway. So one card just to finish. I hope that healing helped your back or anywhere that was hurting, but it's a really powerful thing to do, and the mind is amazing. So what we think and what we believe we create, remember that. So believe in love. Oh, well, you can always play it back, Lorraine. Ah, look at this, expansion. So it's not just about the earth, it's about the whole universe, where everything in the universe is connected, and know that we're all everything that we do on earth affects everywhere else, and vice versa. So gateway to other dimensions. If we're scattered across dimensions, that can be bad as well. So always bring yourself back to you and asking to be in the highest and best dimension for you, and the best level of that dimension. And we want it to be the upper 4th or the 5th dimension. So anyway, guys, gotta go have lunch. You can contact me at Reaching Out Spiritual News with Victoria Cochran. You can also find me at victoriacochran.com, and I'm on every Wednesday. If you would like a reading or a healing or just a chat about what's going on in the world, would love to hear from you. And have a great day, and I'll see you next week. Bye.